In late 2024, Logitech surveyed their entire workforce about AI usage. 7,000 employees, 46 countries. When Eric Porras saw the results, he stopped calling it an adoption problem.
My observation now is that we at Logitech have 100 people doing 1% of the AI job. Maybe it's time that there is at least one person that should be dedicated to doing this 100% of the time.
Which means 6,900 people weren't doing the other 99%. They'd logged in, tried it, and quietly walked away. But companies don't measure quiet failure, they measure logins. So on paper, everything looked fine. Writer ran their own study and found employees weren't just walking away, they were sabotaging. Welcome to Humans of AI. I'm Laura Weaver. Eric spent 2024 running AI training sessions across Logitech, not as his official job. He was running innovation and software teams. This was his second shift. He was training 827 people over 8 months. And in those sessions, he kept hearing the same story.
People would approach Gen AI like they approach search, ask a question, get an answer, unsatisfied with the answer, not really understanding that you could say, you know what, heck with that. Give me version 2.
They'd been trained by 25 years of Google. Query in, results out, move on. So when AI gave them something that wasn't quite right, they didn't know you could push back. They just assumed it didn't work.
We as a society have been really taught by Google, there's a box. I'm going to put my little vending machine worth of coin into the box. I'm going to ask my question. And I'm going to get a bunch of results, and I'm going to leave.
One bad experience, shared with 3 colleagues, multiplied across departments. That's how resistance scales. But 112 people had a different experience.
We have 112 AI champions around the company who I can statistically show that they are high performers in terms of consistency, intensity, creation, impact, breadth, and certification. They are the creators and the impactors within their organizations. They are the ones who are not just building AI workflows for themselves, but building AI workflows for their community and for others.
They weren't more technical. They weren't even from the same departments, but they'd all figured out something the other folks hadn't. Eric wanted to know what they knew and whether it could be taught. Eric asked those 112 champions to walk him through their process. Not what they were building, how they were thinking. And a pattern emerged around 6 elements.
Role, context, task, output, boundaries, and reasoning. Those 6 things are the DNA strand, the ATGC of AI.
Not a prompt template, a way of structuring thought before you even open the interface. But there was something that came even earlier.
The first rule that I give to every person who I've ever had an opportunity to speak with about AI, which is, are you using AI to reflect on your own prompt before you initiate the prompt with AI?
He kept watching people craft prompts in isolation, hit enter, and hope for the best. But the champions were doing something else. They were asking AI to critique their prompt before submitting it, like having the exam grader tell you what's wrong with your answer before you turn it in.
How can you use AI to improve itself before you actually implement anything with it? It's that whole measure twice, cut once mentality.
Measure twice, cut once. But also, AI understands its own language better than you do, so why wouldn't you ask it first?
Building enterprise-grade AI shouldn't be complicated. It should just work the right way. At Writer.com, we don't do everything. We do one thing. We build enterprise AI that unites business and IT. Business teams, build your own AI agents. No code required. IT teams, manage just one platform, not a plethora of point solutions. Writer.com creates AI tools that are safe, scalable, and smarter every time you use them. That's why Accenture, Qualcomm, Vanguard, and hundreds more aren't just doing enterprise AI the right way. They're doing it the Writer way. Book your demo at writer.com/demo.
So if the framework was this straightforward, why were so many people still stuck? Eric identified 3 barriers. The first one surprised him.
On my workspace here, my secondary screen over here is my AI screen.
On this screen are an array of AI tools.
So I am 0 clicks away from the ability for me to interoperate easily with AI.
0 clicks. Not open browser, navigate to tab, find the right tool. 0. He has a physical screen dedicated to it. Because if AI is tucked out of the way, you won't use it.
The third thing I do is I have this. This is the only Post-it note I have on my desk, and the Post-it note is Ask AI.
Because even when you're fluent, the old habits are stronger. Your instinct is still to figure it out yourself. The second barrier, institutional amnesia. Eric told me he was surprised by how many active AI users who had not fine-tuned custom instructions to give their models knowledge about their work, their career, and the type of outputs they expect. Every conversation starting from scratch, every brief re-explained. It's like hiring an assistant who forgets everything overnight. The champions had built memory into the system. The third barrier? Leadership skepticism.
Being the role model for what you want to inspire in others is the best, and I think the only way it works. It has to work from the top down.
Not do as I say, do as I do, which meant Logitech's leadership team had to certify first.
That is why in our leadership team, everyone has been Prof AI certified. 85% of the organization is now Prof AI certified around the world.
85%, not mandated, modeled. The data showed that certified employees had more work moving forward than those who weren't. So, certification became social proof, not compliance. January 2025. Every leadership meeting at Logitech now starts the same way. Before the agenda, before the deck, one question.
How has AI affected you personally or professionally in the past week?
Not, are you using it? Not, do you think it's useful? What did it do? Concrete, recent, personal.
It's something we do at Logitech. It's something I think every leadership team would be irresponsible at this point not to have that.
Irresponsible. The same word you'd use for a board that doesn't review financials, for executives who ignore market shifts. Because what that question surfaces isn't just adoption. It's who's actually transforming their work versus who's still in the vending machine mindset.
In every global huddle that we have, there is an AI in action moment where we're demonstrating somewhere across the world in any part of the organization.
AI in action, not AI in theory. Show your work. Because leaders watch what other leaders reward. And if the only thing being rewarded is talking about AI, nothing changes. Eric kept hearing one objection. I don't have time to learn this. And he'd pull out the same research.
Most recent studies, whether it be Federal Reserve of, I think it was actually St. Louis, NBER, and others, on average, people who use AI get about 26 minutes back to their day.
26 minutes, which sounds modest until you multiply it. That's 9 hours per month, 113 hours per year, almost 3 full work weeks. But Eric noticed something else in the data. The objection, I don't have time, was actually code for something else.
Do you get enough sleep per day? Probably not. In the US, we are chronically sleep deprived. So could you reinvest that time in yourself?
The real question wasn't, do I have time to learn AI? It was, what would I do with that time if I had it back?
Wouldn't you want to bring AI into your workflow such that it gives you an opportunity to tackle that project that you never got started because you didn't have enough time?
That project, that idea, that second career, not working faster, working on what matters. Eric calls this time compression.
AI gives us the ability to compress time in such a way that it reduces these tiny frictions that are part of our everyday of humanity and gives us the ability, I believe, to do the most inspiring and insightful work of our careers.
Which is a very different pitch than AI will make you more productive. Productivity is velocity. This is direction. June 1999. Eric is 24. He's sitting in a conference room with his business partner, Matt, trying to figure out how to webcast Michael Jackson's concert from Munich's Olympic Stadium to the internet. They have 4 weeks. There's no manual because nobody's done this before.
At that point, there were no rules in the sense that you just did the work and you just figured out what you needed to figure out. Do I need to bring in a T1 into Olympic Stadium? We just figured it out.
They figured it out. That year, they were one of the first in simultaneous streaming, along with Victoria's Secret. The video quality was terrible, postage stamp size, jerky motion, but 30 million people showed up.
It was also an early opportunity for there to be this shared worldwide experience simultaneously.
Today, you don't think about streaming, you just do it. That shift from impossible to invisible took less than a decade. Eric watched it happen with the internet in the 90s, with meetings during COVID, and when we talked, I asked him about the pace of change with AI.
I feel like that transition is happening faster and faster with technology. It was only, 3 years ago that ChatGPT was released to the public and everybody's was just like, their minds were blown. And then I feel like it was probably within 6 months, people were like, ChatGPT. The wonder about that became kind of like, well, now I'm poking holes in the performance and things like that. But in terms of enterprise usage, where are we at?
Good question. So are we in the trough of disillusionment? I would argue no. It's more like we're still in this Burgess Shale moment, this Cambrian explosion of capabilities and possibilities.
3 years from wonder to criticism, which means the window for competitive advantage is narrower than most companies realize. The companies figuring it out today will have it institutionalized before their competitors understand what's changed. But there's another reason Eric could see the patterns faster than most. March 1998, 6 years out of college, he walks into a ninjutsu dojo. He trains for 20 years, 5th degree black belt, and the discipline teaches him something that shows up decades later in how he approaches AI transformation.
When you become an educator, it's at that point at which you say to yourself, okay, do I really understand this art intrinsically? And can I express it extrinsically?
Teaching is how you discover what you actually know versus what you think you know, which is why Eric spent 2024 teaching 827 people before he became head of AI. He was testing whether the framework actually worked at scale.
I had to both then teach myself and then say, okay, can I teach a set of skills to another individual, to a team of people, to an entire business unit of people?
Pre-intervention and post-intervention, because transformation without measurement is just hope. The second principle from martial arts: perfection is impossible, but practice is permanent.
My high school band teacher, Ken Pollitt, used to say, practice makes perfect, but it also makes perfect, or permanent rather. You will never achieve perfection.
Which means the habits you build today, good or bad, are what scale. If your organization is practicing the vending machine approach to AI, that's what becomes permanent. If they're practicing iteration and refinement, that's what becomes permanent. Eric spent 2016 watching a company burn a week of time on broken quarterly reviews. 44 cents of every payroll dollar. So he founded a company to fix meetings, partnered with researchers, and sold it to Logitech in 2022. When ChatGPT launched in late 2022, he didn't wait for a mandate. He started training people. By the time Logitech created the head of AI role in 2025, Eric had already done the work. He had the data. He had the champions. He had a framework that scaled. The question Eric keeps asking, are you a time dilation machine or a time compression machine?
We are this bridge generation.
Bridge generation. We're the ones who get to decide, do we lead this transformation or do we watch it happen to us? Standing between the old way and whatever comes next. But the bridge only exists for so long. Eventually, it's just the other side. Eric, thank you for walking us through not just what you built at Logitech, but how you built it and why the discipline matters as much as the framework. Monday morning, add one question to your leadership team meeting. What did AI do for you this week? Then count how many people have an answer.
This is Humans of AI. I'm Alora Weaver. Thanks for listening.